All right, everyone, time for another dividend investing vlog. The last two were in Las Vegas, so this one just had to do in Maui, Hawaii, here on a family vacation. Want to share some dividend investing insights with all of you during our family vacation. So I'm here on Baby Beach right now, a really nice beach in Lahaina on the beautiful island of Maui. So I'm going to share a lot of wisdom in this particular video about dividend investing for passive income and cash flow. I'm going to start out with the hypothetical, what if I win a lot of money or inherit a lot of money at once? How would I handle that? What would that mean if I came into a lot of money? How would I handle that situation? It's actually a situation that we discussed in our exercise class recently, so you'll learn all about that. Also, I'm going to talk about my wife. I get a lot of questions. Ian, what does Mrs. PPC Ian think about your dividend investing? How does she approach it? In fact, she has a lot of wisdom about dividends, about finance, personal finance, and it comes from both of her grandmothers. So we're going to talk about that wisdom that's been passed down through the generations. I'm so excited about that. Some amazing stuff there. I'm going to disclose a new position today, one I've held for a while, another Hawaiian company actually, so it's very fitting that I discuss it here in this particular vlog. So get ready for that, brand new holding I've never disclosed on my channel before, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to also share some wisdom on just how I look at traveling, how I look at expenses, how I look at spending money versus saving money when it comes to these types of experiences on the Hawaiian Islands versus staying at home and saving money. So a lot of insights on that type of stuff as well. So this is going to be an action-packed vlog about dividend investing. So let's get started. And so anyways, I thought I'd do a vlog here. This is the first time I've done something like this where I'm swimming in the ocean right now. But it's funny, my wife and I, we were in exercise class the other day and the teacher had asked everyone, hey, what would you do if you won $16 million? And a lot of people, the first response maybe that they would have is, hey, I would just buy a place in Hawaii, go and live in Hawaii full time and cash out. But obviously that is not what I'm about. My answer actually to the question was, as you would expect, I would take all $16 million and invest them in dividend paying stocks. Why would I do that? Well, it makes a lot of sense. And in fact, why would I not do that? If I took the 16 million, I just bought some real estate, 16 million's gone. But let's say I got my 16 million, I invest in dividend paying stocks. All of a sudden, that $16 million could be driving a ton of passive income per year. And I could use that passive income over time to take vacations like this one, to potentially save up the passive income and buy a house or rent a place here in Hawaii using the passive income. But in my opinion, it never makes sense to waste one's equity, to take all the equity and just spend it. It makes a lot more sense to take that money and invest it in dividend-paying stocks, stocks that raise their dividends over time, stocks that experience capital appreciation over time, all of that good stuff. Now, another thing just on this trip that's so much fun, I'm excited that I'm sharing this video and I'm kind of huffing and puffing here a bit. I'm treading water. I'm out just far enough to be beyond the shore break, so bear with me here, but I'm getting my exercise while doing this video. One thing I wanted to share today about this trip, something that I learned is on any vacation, any experience in life, I want to share some wisdom. So my subscribers over time have asked some questions. And one of the questions, hey, is Ian, your wife Nicole, what does she think about your dividend investing? Well, she actually loves my dividend investing because it's kind of in her roots. And we really approach this as a team. Our finances, our family finances, it's a team event. And the reason she is so passionate about dividends that I was reminded on this trip, actually I was discussing this very topic with her last night, is the very fact that both sets of her grandparents were really, really big into dividend stocks. So on her father's side, actually, her grandmother, she actually ended up living off of dividends, at least partially supplementing her savings, her investments. She utilized dividends actually in her retirement years, in her golden years. And so that's firsthand example right there, how a really savvy person was able to use dividends in their older years. And this is someone who really lived a frugal lifestyle. This is someone who, over time, in the olden years, they would buy one candy bar and share it amongst their families, because this is someone who grew up in a different time than us. It's a very different time than in the present day. And so those times taught a lot of lessons, a lot of hard lessons, and those hard lessons manifested into saving money, being frugal, investing in dividend-paying stocks. And it's really a time-tested strategy that has worked for so many investors over the years. And that's why I love dividends. Tech stocks are hot now. Angel investing is hot. Bitcoin is hot. All of these new things. But dividend investing, by contrast, dividends, they've been around forever. And they have served many, many generations of investors over time. And so that is my wife Nicole's grandmother on her father's side. And on her mother's side, actually, there's kind of a different story. It's a story of being really savvy with money. So I want to share a story here, wisdom. I really, really believe over time that we need to pass wisdom down through the generations. And I love sharing this on my channel because this is wisdom from older generations that is still applicable today, to this very day. And the wisdom goes like this. When you go out and you buy something in a store, you buy something at a restaurant, a meal, you better be very careful to make sure you check your receipt and you're very upfront with your staff that you're working with your waiter, with your waitress, on how much money you has changing hands and how much money you expect back. I'll give you a personal example. When I was first dating my wife, really, really funny. We were in Santa Cruz. I was on one of my first dates with her. I was kind of a little nervous, and back then I paid for stuff with cash. These days I'm more credit cards, but sometimes cash. But anyways, I gave the guy a $100 bill, and he brought back the incorrect change. And I called him on it, and I was kind of embarrassed to call him on this because I was on a date. I didn't want to look cheap in front of my wife, or future wife, that is. I was trying to impress her. But anyways, I said, hey, I think there's a 20 missing here. I was expecting another 20 back. This guy pulled it right out of his pocket, gave it back to me. He didn't even have to go, hey, I got to check on that, or let me look into this. He knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. Gave the money right back to me. So that was really, really wild. But just here in Hawaii the other day, I'll tell you, we got two young kids, and sometimes things get a little hectic. Sometimes things get a little crazy around here. And so anyways, what was interesting is we went to a restaurant, we grabbed lunch, and we went to this restaurant here. They actually have a really good deal. They give to children under 4 years old a free meal. Anyways, we asked them up front, like, hey, do you guys still run that offer? Do you still do that? And the waitress was like, yeah, you just need to provide your room number. And so anyways, I provided the room number. By the time the bill came, my daughter was crying. She needed to get out of there. My son was getting antsy. He didn't want to sit much longer. I didn't check the bill closely. I did not check. I signed it and left because I thought we had a verbal contract with the waitress before the meal. Hey, we're getting that deal. We're getting that free kids meal for my son. Anyways, when the time came later in the day, my wife, she's real savvy about this stuff, more savvy about the details than I am when it comes to being frugal, being smart with bills and invoices and that kind of stuff. And anyway, she asked me, hey Ian, you got that discount, right? And I'm like, oh man, I didn't. I'm so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. Anyways, what had happened in all that hecticness, I forgot to check. She charged us for my son's meal. I had already signed it and left a tip and everything, and left a pretty big tip because I felt that we had good service, and I felt even more kind of ashamed in a way that, boy, I didn't check this, and then I leave this lady a big tip, and we didn't even get the discount. So stuff like that happens in life. Look, this is life. It's all good. But the reason I'm bringing this up is this is wisdom. This is wisdom from generations. I should have known better. And the reason my wife knows better is her grandma on her mother's side. She was really savvy. As a senior citizen, she never wanted to get cheated. Never wanted to get cheated. And so she was really smart that when she paid, she'd pay with cash. And she would say, hey, out of 20, I'm giving you 20 here. And sometimes, or a lot of the time, she is really savvy with math. She'd do the mental math. And she would say, hey, I'm expecting $8.34 back. And senior citizens, they get cheated all the time. There's people try to take advantage of them. They try to give them incorrect change. And so my wife's grandma, she did not want to be a victim of that, and so she was really savvy, and those are life skills that my wife learned over the years, and she absolutely knew that when you go to a restaurant, when you buy something, there's got to be a verbal contract up front. This is what I'm giving you, this is what I expect back, and you got to verify. And I made the mistake of forgetting her wisdom, not verifying in the moment because it was hectic. 2 kids, man, it got hectic. It's all good, but that was a lesson I learned on this very vacation. Of course, I'm not gonna let that kind of lesson mess things up here, but certainly these lessons come, and it's all about being frugal, being smart with your finances, even when you're on vacation, even when you're in kind of a vulnerable situation. You got kids, it's crazy. You can't forget those lessons. And so anyways, to answer that subscriber question, my wife loves the dividend investing, and I've gained so much inspiration from her through not only herself, her knowledge of, I'm huffing and puffing here, treading water, all of the knowledge she's gained over the years, just from her own experiences in life, but also through her family, through both of her grandmas. Both of them, bless their souls, may they rest in peace. Wonderful, beautiful women who taught so much to my wife, and in turn to me, about being smart, investing in dividends, being frugal, and also just with money. It's not only about being frugal, it's about having these verbal contracts, being savvy, being on point, knowing what's going down, being very careful. Hey, this is exactly what I expect. Don't be lazy. Do that mental math. Know exactly what's happening. So thank you to the folks that asked that question. I know that's a long time subscriber question here on PPC Ian, and so awesome. Hey, we are 14,000 dividend investors strong here. I am just so blessed. So thankful for everyone that subscribes to this channel. I know it's kind of a shaky video here, as hopefully you're not getting too seasick at home from all of this, but I thought it would be fun. It's kind of busy right now on the beach, and with 2 kids, man, it gets busy. It gets so busy, and so this is the only time literally I could do this video, and so I want to go out to sea where it's nice and calm. I can clear my mind, think clearly, and do my thing, do my PPC Ian thing. Now, I want to give you guys some other insights. If you're hanging in this long-time subscribers, love you guys. You are the greatest. I want to share some stuff. I already shared with you I own stock in Hawaiian Electric. Regulated electric utility here in Hawaii. Love these guys. Bought them real low, real cheap. My yield on cost is great. Just a fabulous yield on cost. But I want to share with you, you ask me sometimes, what kind of financial institutions do you own? What kind of financial stocks? Let me catch my breath here. It actually just so happens that I support Hawaii. I love Hawaii. Just look at this. Check this out. The hotel, the ocean, the islands. Doesn't get much better than this. Anyways, I own stock in a financial institution, Bank of Montreal. I've shared that one before, BMO, love it. But I'll tell you what I love more. And I actually also own a company called Bank of Hawaii. What's the ticker of that one? BOH, Bank of Hawaii, that's it. So I own that stock. It's a smaller position in my portfolio, but a rock solid financial institution. They don't do regular dividend increases, so I wait. I try to find them when their shares are on sale, and when they are, I usually buy them. So that's a smaller bank that I own in my portfolio. It's one of my 38 stocks that I own that I personally rely on for dividend income, for passive income, Bank of Hawaii. So here in Hawaii, I've just got to talk about my holdings in Hawaiian Electric, which owns American Savings Bank and also the electric company, and Bank of Hawaii. So there's a new one for you guys. I hope you appreciate that for the ones that hang in there. And I'm going to share my whole portfolio. That's going to be coming up sometime soon. I look forward to that. I originally was planning on 100,000 subscribers. Maybe I'll share it a little sooner. We will see, but thank you. I really appreciate all the support. It means the world to me. I love you guys. Before I leave today, in terms of full disclosure, I am long. I own stock in Hawaiian Electric, ticker symbol HE, Bank of Hawaii, ticker symbol BOH, and Bank of Montreal, ticker symbol BMO. All right, everyone. This is Steven Spicer Capital style, baby. I'm up really late in the gym here, Weston, villas in Maui. Both of my kids' wife are asleep. Busy day having fun in Maui. Am I sleeping? It's not that late here, but it's almost midnight at home, so this is kind of late for me because I'm an early riser, but I got to get my gym time in, so I'm doing some weights here. I'm almost done with weights and doing some sit-ups and crunches and stuff, and then I'm gonna bust into my cardio. So this isn't a polished video the way I usually do these videos here on YouTube. As my last one was quite interesting as well, was taking a break in the ocean and filming that video, but I gotta keep going. I know you guys count on these videos and I want to make sure to get them out on time. So just taking a little bit of break here from my family vacation. Anyways, I want to close out my vlogs from this particular vacation with a few more topics. I mentioned in my last vlog here from yesterday when I was in the ocean. By the way, I was actually not drowning out there. I'm a really good swimmer, but my wife mentioned the way the video came across, it might look to some people a little scary. It was not scary. Waves were not too big. I'm a really good swimmer. But what was funny is I don't have a GoPro or anything. I was actually out there just filming on my iPhone. So literally had a selfie stick and an iPhone, just took my chances. But I knew the iPhone would be just fine. Anyways, now I'm in the gym, but I want to continue the topic. I was talking about some stocks that I own. Two of the stocks that I own in my portfolio are actually right here from the Hawaiian Islands. One of them is Hawaiian Electric, ticker symbol HE, and the other is Bank of Hawaii, ticker symbol BOH. And BOH, that is a new disclosure, a new stock that I'm disclosing to all of you loyal subscribers. I love you guys. And so in terms of full disclosure, I am long. I own both of those stocks in my portfolio. Bank of Hawaii, ticker symbol BOH, and Hawaiian Electric, ticker symbol HE. These are amazing stocks right here from the Hawaiian Islands that have treated me well as a dividend investor. Now, what's interesting about these stocks, and the reason I'm mentioning them, is dividend investing. I got a comment a while ago that really resonated with me. There's two types of investors. There's kinds of investors that are purely numbers-based, and then there are investors that are kind of numbers-based like myself, but there's a little bit of emotion as well. And some of the emotion, for example, can kind of come across in the types of stocks that one collects in their portfolio. And I don't think collecting by nature is a bad thing. And so I love the Hawaiian Islands. My family loves the Hawaiian Islands. We like to come here to Maui quite a bit to enjoy ourselves. I'll get to it in a minute. It's expensive. It's not cheap, but it's a luxury worth having. And I truly believe in great experiences and enjoying life in the moment and not being so frugal that one cannot enjoy life as time progresses, especially seeing my two young kids exposed to this amazing vacation totally makes it all worth it. They're having so much fun, the time of their lives. Anyways, I am a numbers investor. I invest for the long term. I look at the numbers. I also look at all of the qualitative, quantitative analysis. You guys have seen my analyses. I'll link to some of them in the description below if you haven't, so you know what I'm all about as a dividend investor, cash flow investor. But there are a lot of stocks out there, and I only own 38 of them. So a lot of the time, the stocks I own, they have to have some kind of personal meaning to me. They have to resonate with me. They have to mean something to me. And so why is it in the universe of all the stocks out there, two of them are Hawaiian-based companies? Actually, both of them, one is a mainly electric utility, the other one is a bank, number one bank. But the electric utility, Hawaiian Electric, the holding company, as I had mentioned, also owns American Savings Bank, which is, I believe, the third largest bank here in Hawaii. So I got a lot of exposure here to utilities and banking in Hawaii. And out of 38 stocks, you may be thinking, Ian, geez, you got a lot of exposure to Hawaii. Well, you know what it all comes down to? I invest in what I love. And I try to find stocks from an emotional standpoint. I love them. And also from a quantitative standpoint, everything makes a ton of sense as well. And surely out of the universe of stocks, I believe this is possible for all investors. Now, does every single stock I own, I love as much as these two, or I love as much the same? No, some of my stocks I really like more than others. Some I have a deeper attachment to than others. But the way I invest for decades upon decades upon decades. I invest to never sell. I'm investing now generationally to pass on to future generations. And so I'm really looking at the long term here. And so to have a long-term perspective, I believe it's really important to have that emotional connection as well as the quantitative connection, because if one doesn't have an emotional connection to something, it's just, in my opinion, going to be difficult to stand the test of time, especially when there are ups and downs in the stock market. There are certain times when the market's doing really well, certain times when it's not doing so well, and are you going to have what it takes to hold on in the tough times? Am I going to have what it takes? What are we going to do when the stock prices fall? Are we going to add more, or are we going to run for the hills? And so what I've always found is if I want to add more, I want to be committed to something, I like to invest in companies that do have somewhat of an emotional attachment. And look, I love it here in Hawaii. I started the video with that hypothetical question, the 16 million. We'll get back to that in a minute. But what I have always found is that emotional connection is great. And it's not bad to collect stocks. Collecting things for long-term dividend growth investors like myself, at least, makes a lot of sense, as long as the collecting is not irrational. With the collecting, one has to choose companies as well that make all the fundamental marks. But if they can be collectibles as well as amazing quantitative powerhouses, that truly works, in my opinion, for dividend investors, because it allows one to build a portfolio that just stands the test of time for each individual. And it allows individuals to stay committed and to buy as share prices go down, which allows all of us to get higher yields on cost and to accelerate early financial freedom, early retirement. So that is a really important point. I love sharing it now that I'm here in Hawaii, in Maui right now, because these are two stocks in my portfolio that totally fit this mold. And I'll go into each of these in the future, in future videos, with more information on these two particular stocks. So I started the vlog series here on our Maui vacation with a little tidbit about our exercise class. Our instructor is asking, hey, what would you do if you won 16 million? And most people, like I said, they'd probably just spend it. They would buy real estate. They would buy houses, cars. I would rather put it in dividend stocks and then use the cash flow to live off of, to finance vacations, and maybe even to save up some of the cash flow to buy a residence here in Maui, perhaps in the future. But certainly I wouldn't want to blow through the equity to make that happen. Now, the reason, though, I'm bringing this up again is you may be thinking, hey, Ian, even since I've been watching you here on YouTube, you've been in Maui quite a few times, and I know those vacations are not cheap. And you are right. Man, these vacations are not cheap. They are very expensive, and it's one of those luxuries that I just do not want to go without. And so this is a message both, I think, for the community, but also just to illustrate where I'm at in terms of my personal lifestyle. There are certain things where it just does not make sense to be frugal to me. Here in Maui, we can try to be frugal. What I love about the Westin Villas is there's a kitchen in the hotel room, and we went to Target on our first day here. We bought all kinds of foods so that we could prepare some of our own meals right here in the hotel room. And quite frankly, we can eat more healthy that way, which is important. Look, I'm up late at night in the gym for a reason. I'm really into fitness and into health. I don't want to gain weight while I'm here. I'll link in the description below to the journey that I had losing a ton of weight. But anyways, there are ways to be frugal when we're here. We talked about wisdom passed down through the generations from my wife's grandmothers, and how her one grandmother on her mom's side was really smart with having a verbal contract and counting change when she would go out and spend money, and how I made a mistake here, even forgot to get the discount on the kids' meal. It's all good. But certainly here in Hawaii, there are ways to be frugal, and certainly most people probably here are being a lot more frugal than us, but we're getting better at it over time. The first few times we came here, we went out and ate all our meals out. We didn't think to eat in the hotel room or to have a hotel room with a kitchen or kitchenette experience. But anyways, the reason I'm closing out with this is, look, you're in the dividend journey. You're out there trying to save money. You're out there being frugal. I commend that. I just did a video about Folgers. I'll link in the description below. I'm actually not buying Folgers now. This is kind of a controversial video. I was interested with some of the comments, but one of the comments was, hey, as a dividend investor, I actually like Folgers because it's cheaper than Starbucks, and it allows me to be more frugal. Boy, I love that. I love that kind of comment. Awesome. And so anyways, There are certain experiences, though, in life where it does not make sense to be frugal, in my opinion. And some of those are enjoying vacations with your loved ones, with your spouse, with your friends, with your family. Boy, those are the experiences that just cannot be replicated later in life, in my opinion. They're experiences that have to happen throughout one's lifetime. And so this dividend investor is going to reach financial freedom a lot more in the future than I could have been, because I spend a lot of money each year on these types of vacations, but that is okay. It's totally worth it. It gives us a chance to bond as a family, to recharge our batteries, to have fun. And I'm not going to lie to you, this has been our most challenging vacation. This is the first vacation to Hawaii with both of our kids. The last time we came, I actually filmed a few videos here. I'll link in the description below. I was strolling on the beach. One of them's really funny because someone kind of video bombed me. They were in the video. I didn't even know she was there, and it was awesome. Anyways, check those out. I'll link to them in the description below. But last time my wife was pregnant and we just had our son. And so this time with the two kids, I'm not going to lie, this has been kind of a hectic vacation. And look, I don't even have the time to go to the gym during the day. I don't have the time to do these videos during the day other than the quick ocean dip that I did with my iPhone. And thank goodness it didn't fall into the ocean. And now late at night in the gym. But you know what? Wouldn't trade it for the world. And so it is still all good and great experience. And so anyways, just a message out there is don't forget to treat yourself and your family along the way. Be smart with how you treat yourself. It's not every day or every week that you want to do something like that, but it's okay to delay financial freedom a little bit for these wise investments in one's happiness and one's family's happiness. And so that is a message to everyone out there that I wanted to share today. And so anyways, again, before I leave today, this is the end of my Maui vlog. Next time I'll be back. I know this video has been a little bit more scattered all over the place, but I really hope you guys enjoy the wisdom. You appreciate it. I know the video quality isn't all that this time, but I really hope you appreciate it. So anyways, I want to head out today and resume my workout now. I'm going to go into the cardio, do a little bit of running. I'm training for a upcoming 10K and also a half marathon. But I just want to wish you all well, and I want to let you know, just as a friendly disclaimer here, today's video is not investment advice. I'm not a licensed investment advisor. This video is just for your fun and entertainment. If you're going to go out and invest money in the stock market or anywhere else, please consult a licensed financial advisor first. And in terms of a full disclosure, I have already disclosed along the way in this video the stocks that I mentioned that I personally own. And so I will see you all in the next dividend investing video.